What's good, YouTube? Quasar here,
And Nova,
and
and
we're
we're
the
the
Chronomaly
Chronomaly
Kings.
Kings.
So today we're gonna talk to you guys about the new release stuff that's coming out probably mid next year. We got this off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. This comes from the new structure deck Pendulum Evolution, which I'm totally hyped about. I've been playing Odd Eyes for a long time now, so I'm really glad to see they're getting even more support. I think this is gonna be some new meta-defining support. Anyways, let's jump into what these cards do. So, first one revealed here is Astrograph Magician, Astrograph Sorcerer, whatever you want to call it. So it's a level 7 Dark Spellcaster. So being level 7, it already has great utility for Xyz. 2500 attack, 2000 defense is pretty good. Also being a scale 1 is a great low scale. The pendulum effect I wasn't much of a fan of. It's just during your main phase, destroy this card, and if you do, place one Stargazer from your hand or deck in the pendulum zone. So honestly,
That's still pretty good though. I mean, you get to it's pretty much close to Odd Eyes, but not quite.
yeah,
Because
but
you
it
get to
has
pop-
specifically, yeah, Stargazer. If it was sort of similar to like Wisdom Eye, where you could place like another one, even if it was like just from your hand, that'd still be pretty good. I find Stargazer and Time Gazer kind of lackluster with all of the other magicians that we have.
That's true.
But if you want, if anything, it's a scale 1, so that's still pretty good. It's a good low scale, if anything. The monster effect is where it really shines, though. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, then add one monster from your deck to your hand, whose name is the same as the monster that was destroyed. Okay, so we have a lot of awesome utility with this card here. Let's say you do set your scales with this guy in your hand. With all this new support, Sky Iris is going to be absolutely crucial because you're going to be using Sky Iris to pop your scales.
To add. That's crazy, actually.
So you pop a card, you get to special summon this, use its effect, whatever you popped, search another copy of it, add it to your hand, use Sky Iris's effect because you popped, add an Odd Eyes card from your deck to your hand. And then this guy is just a 25 beat stick, level 7, so
that's
pretty awesome.
It's pretty sweet. Its other monster effect is you can banish this card you control, then banish one Pendulum Dragon monster, one Xyz Dragon monster, and one Synchro Dragon monster, and one Fusion Dragon monster from your hand, field, and or graveyard. So you get to special summon that. You get to banish them from anywhere.
To summon out this Hyoryu Zark from your extra deck.
We don't actually know what this one does yet.
That hasn't been revealed. All we know is it is a fusion monster.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping it's gonna be like extremely broken.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, if anything, it sounds like it'd be pretty decent if you need that many requirements.
Yeah.
So overall, this card I think is going to be played as a staple. I think at 3 in most decks because it's just these two monster effects are insane. And if you do decide you want to play
the Stargazer and the Time Gazer, then yeah, that also works really well.
Yeah. Next up, we got Chronograph Magician. So this one's a dark level 6, scale 8. 2000 attack, 700 defense. So this card's actually pretty decent with Oath Dragon as well. So you can make some more rank 6s just from those stats. Now its pendulum effect is the same as Astrograph, which is if this card during your main phase you can destroy this card and then place one Time Gazer Magician from your hand or deck into your pendulum zone. So once again, you've just got those old school magician pendulum monsters. A little support for them.
Yeah, the OG Stargazer, the OG Time Gazer. So at least they do have some support if you do want to splash them into the deck. But I find with all the other magician support, it's gonna be really difficult to find a room for them.
True. I mean, if you did like literally just destroy this card, set the scale, place the other ones, destroy it, set the scales. You've got the scales. You could pendulum summon both of them back, and it was a -0. But at best, that's what their pendulum effects are gonna get you.
Yeah,
exactly. At best. So I wouldn't make this pendulum effect of either one of them. I wouldn't make that the main focus of the deck because it's just gonna get you nowhere too effectively.
But the good thing about this is, of course, the monster effect again. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, again, you're probably going to be using Sky Iris. Pop a card. Special summon this card from your hand, then special summon one other monster from your hand. So you could potentially summon pretty much any other Pendulum monster. Like, for example, if you do have Oath Dragon in your hand, you have rank 6 right there just by using Sky Iris's ability to pop and search.
And then, of course, this thing has the exact same second monster effect, where it's banish this card, Pendulum Dragon, Exceeds Dragon, Synchro, Fusion, from your hand, field, and or graveyard to special summon this fusion monster again, Zork or Zark.
So the next monsters we're actually gonna see are like Pendulum Dragon, Exceeds Dragon, Synchro Dragon, and Fusion Dragon. So you don't necessarily have to play like Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Dark Rebellion, Exceeds, Clear Wing Synchro, or Crystal Wing Synchro, or Star Venom, right?
But you can, which is for just.
But of course, yeah, you definitely can fit all of those monsters into the deck.
So we're going to start with this one, which is going to be Iris Magician. So we got a lot of Magician support, which kind of sucks that Pendulum, the name is escaping me. The Pendulum card, the spell card for the Pendulum monsters, for the Magicians,
Pendulum Call.
Pendulum Call. Yes, unfortunately that card is down now.
Yeah, that
because that would have been amazing for this.
Because it would have been even more broken.
So this one, so Iris Magician is a level 4 dark spellcaster, Pendulum monster, 1500 attack, defense 1000, scale 8. Pendulum effects is once per turn you can target one dark spell type monster, spellcaster type monster you control for the rest of the turn. Double any battle damage it would inflict to your opponent. If it battles an opponent, then destroy this card. Destroy this card. Yeah, wow. So also this card has the effect that destroys it, which allows you to easily special summon, obviously Chronograph and Astrograph, which is pretty cool. That's neat, you know. Plus he's treated as a Pendulum Dragon card, which is pretty awesome because now all you have to do is like really easily get like this card, the next one, and the next one into grave, and then you can just easily.
Yeah, just banish them, and then you get.
I can honestly see like a guy just playing a mill deck just to load your grave with these, just to banish, to honestly add, just to be able to summon Zork if it's that good.
Also, another scale 8, which is pretty freaking amazing. Having another high scale is always good. You always want to have your high scale and your low scale, so you have your plethora of Pendulum monsters that you can Pendulum summon. Also, great thing is pretty much all these guys are level 4 too, so they have great utility for like Synchro summoning, Exceed summoning.
Yeah.
Even Fusion summoning, you know, they're all dark. And then Star Venom needs 2 darks, so really easy. Good. Use Odd Eyes Fusion, and there you go.
Yeah. So the rest of this card's a monster effect, though. Before we move on, is it's gonna, if it's destroyed by battle or by card effects, you get to add a Pendulum Graph card from your deck to the grave. So very nice.
Deck to hand.
Deck to hand. Sorry, from grave to hand. Sorry. Very nice though, because he gets you that spell card we'll talk about in a bit, which is pretty busted.
Yeah. It's
absolutely so overall, I think this card will be played at maybe 2.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it's treated as Pendulum Dragon, most people already play 3 copies of Odd Eyes, so like no more than 2, but like at least 1.
At least one, sure. Especially with this monster effect, just when it's destroyed, because like
the Pendulum Graph,
you set if you set this in scale, it gets these scale. Even if it's destroyed in scale, it gets this effect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you set it and then you pop it with Sky Iris, you get to search this and an Odd Eyes card, and this card just goes to your extra deck. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
You're going to start getting a lot of pluses with using Sky Iris and these guys' effects. Next, we have your Black Fang Magician, so another level 4 dark spellcaster. 1700 attack, 800 defense. So that attack alone is actually fairly decent. It can beat over
fairly big body.
Other level 4s that we would be seeing in the meta currently. But anyways, Once per turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster's attack becomes half its current attack until the end, and then destroy this card.
Once again, it fits with the astrograph and chronograph. So they all have this destroy effect, which is actually awesome.
Yeah, cutting your opponent's monster in half is actually really good too.
So Metaphos getting hit confirmed.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, you don't even need them. Let's be honest.
And then the monster effect. This card's always treated as an Xyz dragon card. So basically, your Dark Rebellion right there. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one dark spellcaster type monster in your graveyard and special summon it.
So that's pretty cool. Dark spellcaster, it doesn't restrict the level. So again, you got these guys, which is kind of nice. You know, you can get these cards out, which is very, very good.
If they're already used as Xyz materials and you detached, then basically use this guy's effect. Special summon them right back.
Yeah, so Black Fang. This one is, I mean, again, I can see this one being only played at 2 copies. As much as it's decent, Pendulum Effect's not amazing, but I definitely think you need the Xyz Dragon name, so definitely 2 copies. So now we've got White Fang Magician, which is a wind type monster.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit with the whole dark theme, but it fits with Crystal Wing. Or Clear Wing and Crystal Wing, of course.
Exactly.
1600 attack, 1400 defense, so pretty
and
average
then it has
stats.
The low scale 1, so that's pretty good too. No, we're getting the low scales and the high scales, which is what you want to see, of course.
Now it's monster or pendulum effect. I think this one is probably so far the best pendulum effect. Just for when a card effect that targets a dark spellcaster type monster, monsters you control, you can negate the effect and then destroy this card. So again, it destroys itself for the protection, which is very nice.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of iffy. I mean, it's iffy.
I mean, yeah, it's really good for the protection, and
it's a tuner monster.
Yeah, so it also helps you with your synchro summons, of course, too.
The only thing I wish, though, I wish it was level 3. That I definitely think that would have made it better.
That's true. Make a
Crystal
easy,
Wing.
Yeah,
Crystal Wing, or Clear Wing. Not Crystal.
Yeah, that's true.
Easy Clear Wing, because I mean, you synchro with it, it goes to grave. You got the Synchro Dragon, and you got 2 Synchro Dragons, which means it puts more pressure on your opponent. But of course, they're making them all rank 4 to be easily going with Dark Rebellion.
Yeah.
But now its Pendulum Effect being treated as the Synchro Dragon is okay. But basically, if it's used as Pendulums, if this card is Pendulum Summon, and it's used for a Synchro Summon, banish it.
Yeah, that part's kind of tough. But the fact that it's level 4, you can normal summon it. So if you only normal summon it and use it as synchro material,
it doesn't.
So that's banished. The loophole. You want to be using this as your normal summon. If you're not normal summoning, of course, your Skullcrobat Joker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can
also keep in mind is a level 4 dark spellcaster.
That's true.
So yeah, you
very nice.
Keep that in mind too.
So, and then the last guy we got here is Violet Poison Magician, which is a weird name. First off.
So it has a really high defense, so you're probably gonna want to be pendulum summoning this guy in defense mode, right?
And scale 1, so obviously another low
scale.
Yep.
So the pendulum effect is once per turn before damage calculation when a dark spellcaster type monster you control battles. You can activate this effect. That monster gains 1200 attack until the end of the damage step. Okay, so that's pretty freaking ridiculous. So if this guy is in your scale and you normal summon Skullcrobat, it already has 1800. And then you have it attack, it gains 1200. So it becomes a 3000 beat stick.
Yeah.
It can like crash into Blue Eyes. It can crash into ABC. And beat over almost anything else that's meta currently.
And it's yeah, that's actually crazy.
And then of course, yeah, you'd have to destroy this card after you activate that effect, but that is still really awesome. We're gonna see a lot of things start to like really power up too.
Yeah. Actually, that's very good. And then of course it's monster effect is treated as a fusion dragon, so obviously makes sense. And if it's destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can target one face-up card on the field and destroy it.
So yeah,
Wow.
if you already use that effect
Wow.
and this card's destroyed, you then get to destroy another card on the field.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
So, if you are worried, if you summon this card in your scale, and you Sky Iris, and you pop this card, you get to take one card from your opponent, and then destroy this card. Go to the extra deck, and then you get to search. And then you get to search. And then, on top of that, it is ridiculous, because then it sets off your chronograph and astrograph.
Your astrograph too. And then you just get to continue your plays from there.
I think this one is probably one I would play at. If I was going to play any of them at 3, this one would be
for sure.
Be the one I'd play at 3.
Definitely.
Just because it's got an okay monster effect that's pretty decent, and its destroy effect is insanely good.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, just as an extra MST that's going to search, and you're going to get effects, and you're just going to special summon, and it's just going to the extra deck to be a fusion dragon.
Also, if you combo this with your Iris Magician, you pump up a monster by 1200, and then you use this guy's Pendulum effect, so it can double any damage.
And they're opposite scales.
Yeah.
Just to throw that in.
Or even this guy, because it can cut a monster's attack in half as well. So you have your complete scales, and then you're just pumping up your monsters as well.
They're lucky they didn't make this, like, just specific to like, Odd Eyes monsters.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine just pumping Odd Eyes up, cutting an opponent's monster in half, and then you get to do double damage.
It would be pretty much easy OTKs.
Yeah.
Like, Odd Eyes can already OTK, but with this new support, you're basically going to be doing that almost every time.
I can see, like, honestly, like, this deck is going to be so good. Like, 3 copies, 2, 2. Oath Dragon, 3, obviously.
Yeah.
You can play 1 Wisdom Eye if you want to. Obviously, the 1 Crobat Joker.
Yeah, you have
3 Odd Eyes.
Dragon Pit, your Dragon Pulse at 3 and 1.
Odd Eyes, Pendulum
and then,
Dragon.
Of course, 3 Odd Eyes. That's like your basic core right there. Yeah. So that's really freaking
3
unreal.
Sky Iris, 3 Terraforming, 3 of the next card we're going to talk about.
And this card right here, this is what puts the deck together. This card right here is like why it's going to be freaking tier 0. So Pendulum Graph of Ages. So as we saw with this, or was it the first one? Iris. You get to add the Pendulum Graph. So you're going to want to be using that effect because you want to see this card like right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a continuous spell card. Spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be targeted by opponent's spell effects. Okay, so protection from spells is pretty freaking amazing. A lot of people are maining shit like Rigeki, so you have that.
As well as spellcaster type monsters you control. Does it necessarily mean the well, I guess Skyrest protects your scales, but does this card protect your scales? I'm not sure. Because it just says control. It doesn't say on your field. So technically you're still controlling them.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I guess we'll have to find out on that.
Yeah, we'll have to look up the ruling. Anyways, so the second effect, unbelievable. If a face-up Magician Pendulum monster leaves your monster zone or Pendulum zone, so basically you're popping effects. Add 1 Magician Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. So you get another search after using some shit like Sky Iris to pop.
And then search.
And then search with Sky Iris. And then you have this to search again.
Yeah. And, like, the cool thing is, like, you can only use this effect once per turn, right? But if you have this card to search another copy of this card out, you can just activate it again.
Yeah.
Which means, like, if this card's in your scale and you pop it with Sky Iris to search Odd Eyes Fusion,
you have 2 of them face up,
and you have this card, you get to search another Magician, and then this card lets you search again, and then search this again, you place it in scale, and then you get to, somehow, you manage to pop something again. Like, let's say you do decide you want to play this to search this, and you play, like, 1 copy of this just so you can destroy this, set it just so you can search again.
Yeah.
Like, you can get mad searches for no reason. You can just first turn get, like, 8 monsters in your Pendulum deck. You can get, like, 1 copy of each of these guys.
And then you just Pendulum summon them all back with either Chronograph or Astrograph. banish them all, and then you get to summon that fusion, which is
as well as you get you're gonna get on ice fusion, which means on ice fusion. You use on ice fusion plus like any of these dart cards, you're gonna get the on ice fusion. You're gonna get
you can either drop like Vortex really easily, or you can drop Star Venom,
which is just what the. It's like that's crazy though, and like it's just crazy. Like, and if you use them in your pendulums, like if you use the monster on the field as the fusion material, you still get the search.
Yeah, because if
it leaves the field.
So yeah, you can use them as like Xyz materials and detach. You can use them as synchro materials, fusion materials. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The things you can do with this card are
so good that Pendulum Call is at 1. Like if Pendulum Call was at 3, this discard a card. What a cost! Wouldn't even matter. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't even matter. The discard. Add add magician monsters. Okay, whatever Pendulum Magician monsters you want.
Just complete your scales.
Your scales. Like you can set them. Sky Iris, search, pop, just keep going, search free, this card, search free, there's free searches everywhere, you have your normal summon, so Skullcrew and Joker, search something else, like what, that's too much,
It's pretty freaking ridiculous, this new support that's coming out,
like
I cannot wait for this. I'm gonna get 3 of these structure decks, and I'm just gonna put together,
like, this structure deck alone, you put these, if you mix this structure deck, with the original structure deck of Odd Eyes.
Yeah.
Right there alone. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You have a good deck. You have an amazing deck right there.
Yeah.
You get Odd Eyes Fusion. Okay, you get a couple copies of those.
Yeah, now that that's reprinted, Vortex has been reprinted, so they're pretty cheap now.
Pretty cheap. And this doesn't come out till like next year.
Yeah.
So like,
and also
you have time. Like
Clearwing's been reprinted.
You don't need Crystal Wing. Like, if you want to play Crystal Wing in this deck, you can play it. But honestly, I just feel like it's needed. It's not needed. like if you want it, like right now, even this card at a scale 4 is gonna be difficult to actually summon, which is why I'm thinking you kind of want to play this card at 2 at least 2, because you're gonna most likely be using this card unless you're gonna be playing Time Gazer Magician.
Yeah.
For this card, unless you're gonna play Time Gazer Magician for this card. I mean, not Time Gazer. Which one's the Time Breaker or whatever? The level 3.
Well, both of them are level 3.
True. Yeah, that's true. Just to be able to make the Synchro Dragon, that's the only way you're gonna pull it off. Because like, unless you decide you don't even want to play this card.
Noble Dragon Magician's also a level 3
tuner. What this one? That's like I said. If this was a level 3 tuner, it just would combo with the deck a lot heavier.
Yeah. So like, if you want to be making Clearwing really easily, you can just use Noble Dragon and Odd Eyes. Make Odd Eyes level 4, Synchro into a 7. It has to be a dragon, so that's fine.
And then Tuning Magician, of course.
Yeah.
But like again, it doesn't matter because like 4, like who cares? Mm-hmm. Like this card will probably be your best bet to use as a Synchro Dragon. Most of the time you'll probably like go like this card. Like you'd Pendulum summon this card, exceed someone with it, detach it so it falls to grave. You have a Dark Rebellion. Now you just need to get the Fusion monster in grave and the Pendulum monster and one of the Graph Magicians, and yeah, you pretty much
and then you're
pretty much just there. So hopefully Zork is actually pretty decent.
Apparently the release of Zork's gonna be coming out next month, so. Can't wait to see what it does.
It looks pretty good. I think it'll be decent. I feel like if this card, in general, if its monster effects isn't that great, I can see even just splashing a copy of this card in each deck, just in the extra deck, just to make it, just so you can, because you can make it for free, would be good. But I think if it's not that good, you'll just be heavily relying around just using the monsters and just gaining free effects and
honestly,
free monster summons.
The fact that you can still use these cards for so many other different things, like this guy might not even be needed. Mm-hmm. But if you can drop him and he's really broken, you might as well play him too, right?
True. So anyway, guys, that's it for this. That's it for this. This discussion. We're just talking about the new magicians. They're actually looking amazing. They actually look really awesome, and they look very nice. So I cannot wait to. I cannot actually wait till this deck comes out, because like I can't wait to see how this is gonna affect the meta. Very very sweet deck. Comment in the section below if magicians have gotten, or pendulum magicians have just gotten too much support. Just it's like, they come out with something and then Konami's like, yeah, we made this deck a little too busted. Let's advanced list. Let's put this deck down. And then they're like, you know what? I really like that magician deck. Let's give it more support.
Exactly.
So they're like, so anyway, guys, comment in the section below what you feel on this deck. Are you excited for this deck? Are you not excited for this deck? What kind of list are you guys gonna try out with this stuff? So just remember to like, comment, subscribe,
and we'll see you next time.
Yum, yum, yum.